So on social media, James Rapine said, Bijan Robinson or Gibbs at pick 28 overall gives the Cincinnati Bengals better value than their current running back situation. Obviously, the current running back situation is Joe Mixon and Williams, and then obviously Chris Evans. So Jermaine Pratt replied to this and said, Gibbs is crazy. And what I have on the screen right now, a picture of Gibbs versus Bijan Robinson. Obviously, Bijan Robinson is a freak player. He is very comparable to Saquon Barkley. He is one of the best running backs we have seen come out of the draft in a very long time. And that's why it's very exciting to see him and, kind of see how good he can be in the NFL. Now, I will admit, I got a little bit into the whole Bijan Robinson, camp of the Bengals should take him. It happens. He's a great player. And I kind of didn't listen to my rhythm of, I usually never like the idea of taking a running back in the first round. It has worked in the past, but very rarely. I think we all go back to the Trent Richardson days when the Browns took him, second overall? So, it works, but it doesn't always work. It's a very loosey pick when it comes to running backs. A lot of times they're bust. Nonetheless, though, obviously you can see on the stat here that Bijan Robinson, 1,500 yards, 1,100 yards, 700 yards, 18 touchdowns, 11 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 19 receptions for 340 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, on paper, he blows Gibbs completely out of the water, right? He destroys him. Now, obviously, when it comes to when Gibbs is being picked and when Bijan Robinson is being picked is, a tad bit different. So let's go ahead and pull up a mock draft here. And today I want to talk about when should the Cincinnati Bengals take a running back in this upcoming draft. No, I do not believe they should take Bijan Robinson. In all honesty, with this 28th overall pick, which if he does land, by the way, he could go before 28. If he is the 28th overall, he is that difference maker. But again, you got no right tackle right now unless you sign somebody. You got no starting tight end right now unless you sign somebody. So I would say my picks right now, number 1 would be Antoine Harrison. Just make him play right tackle. Dwayne Jones, obviously, he can be right tackle. I've talked about many times when it comes to Nolan Smith, an amazing pass rusher at this department. Amazing Georgia pass rusher. Tight ends, Luke, Sam Laporta, and Darnell Washington, all really great 28th overall picks. Going at cornerbacks, Emmanuel Forbes would be probably the last cornerback I would take at 28. I probably would not take a cornerback at 28 if I'm being honest, but you can if you want to. And that's kind of how I am right now. I'm really saying it's Antoine Harrison or Dwayne Jones with that pick 28, and that's it. You could take other guys, yes. I do love Darnell Washington. But now that I think about it, it's like, I do love him, but at the same time, you could get his value in this tight end class. Not him, but you can get this value that he gives later on in this tight end class and do very, very good. While, in all honesty, you want to get a franchise right tackle, right? You want to get that position solidified to protect Burrow, keep Burrow upright. And unless they sign Isaiah Wynn, which, again, like I said, they sign Isaiah Wynn, then tight end is completely on the board at his 28th overall pick. But if they don't sign a tackle before the draft, I'm going to go with either Dwayne Jones or Antoine Harrison. Kind of 1A, 1B type scenario. Alright, so let's talk about running back, though. Because, yes, Bijan Robinson is top of the list. He's going most likely at pick 28. He's going before pick 28. If he is selected, if he's still available at pick 28, 99% chance he's going to the Philadelphia Eagles at pick 30. Not even a question. He might not go pick 29. It's up in the air because Kamara might be suspended for the whole entire season. But they did just sign Jamal Williams, so it's not 1,000% that he couldn't go pick 29. But most likely he goes pick 30 no matter what. That's a farthest I cannot speak right now. I don't know why I can't say that word. That's the most he'll drop. He could go to the Cowboys at 26 after they cut Zeke and have Pollard on a franchise tag. The Giants could take him. The Vikings could take him. There's a lot of teams. Now, Bijan Robinson, again, like I said, is an absolute monster. 95.3 grade last season. Where he wins is his completeness. Robinson has answers for everything. He can run with power, speed, and elusiveness. He sets the Pro Football Focus single-season broken tackle record this past season with 104. What's his role is a feature back. Robinson is more than just a bell cow. He's a back that you can make the focal point on your offense, whether that's a 15 plus carries a game or scheming up targets as a receiver. You want the ball constantly in his hands. Where he can improve on is his fumbles. He has some problem with fumbling, but again, that can be fixed easily. Right now, the Lions, Cowboys, and Eagles are the top 3 teams for him. Gibbs, which you'll see, same, Bears, actually. But Gibbs is really freaking good, too. Now, Gibbs is a second-round pick, right? Gibbs is an absolute tank monster. He's not like Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson is that next-level freak player. Gibbs is really good, though. And that's the thing that a lot of people, are saying when it comes to the Bengals is, obviously they're not going to go with Robinson because he might not be on the board. He might be off the board. But could they go with Gibbs? Now, the problem is Gibbs is going early second. So they're probably, unless they trade up, are not going to take Gibbs, late second. And there's no way in heck they're going to take him with the 28th overall pick. So, unless something crazy happens and he drops, he's a second or third round pick, it says here. But based on every scout or expert I've heard, the guy is going kind of mid-late, I'd say early mid-second round. Gibbs is pretty much as objective as as any adjective you can think of describes someone that's getting somewhere in a hurry. He moves forward, backwards, left, right, any direction in between in a hurry. His main role is a featured receiving back. Gibbs doesn't quite have the size to make the NFL offensive coordinators feel comfortable turning the keys over to him on every play, but he's 100% needs to be given 5 to 10 targets a game as a receiver. Where he can win is his size. Gibbs plus 10 pounds or so of muscle is a scary thought. It's the only element missing from his game. So, more of a receiving back, but still really good back nonetheless. The next back we're going to talk about is Zach. Now, again, Zach is... Let me go ahead and just kind of take this pick here. So, I'm going to take... Let's take Antoine Harrison, right? Just kind of get a general gist of where these running backs are going to be going. So, in this mock draft here, they had Gibbs went pick 38 to the Las Vegas Raiders. Kind of a general gist of where he's going to go. And then the next pick, let's see, is Zach still on the board? He is still on the board. So, Zach is going to be most likely I would say early third round pick, early third, middle third round pick. He could drop even more. He is from UCLA, got a 91.3 overall grade last year, 93.6 rushing grade, 86.2 in the zone, 92.5 in the gap. Where he wins is his creativeness. Zach routinely does what it takes to avoid getting to the ground. Stiff arm, dead legs, shimmies, you name it. Zach probably has mastered it in his arsenal. What's his role? He's a bell cow running back. Zach handled a workload of 20-plus touches per game with ease over the course of his college career. There's no reason to think he can't do the same in the NFL. Where he needs to improve on is his route running ability. So he's not going to be he's not going to be receiving back. And it said, I didn't see this. So it says he's a very easy projection to be the next level. He's a set it and forget it starter. What did they give Gibbs? I didn't realize they actually gave a little name system there. Let's see Gibbs. He's a dynamic receiving back you want in this class. And then what is what is my man's Bijan Robinson. And actually, the Saints took him in this draft, surprisingly enough. Robinson is well-rounded running back as you'll see in the draft. He's highest 4 players in the class. Interesting. All right, so Zach is an absolute stud. Devon Chain? 89.8 rushing grade, 81.6 zone grade, 87 overall grade. He's a good running back. He's a this round, not even third round. Archain is going to have a certain role in the NFL, but in his role, he can be a game changer. He's built to contribute right away with ugly blocking he ran through behind last season. Where he wins is his home run ability, home run speed. Devon's speed is terrifying. When he gets the step on a defender, he's gone. Whether it's finding a crease or running a real route from the backfield, Devon's speed has been accounted for. Devon's speed has to be accounted for. What's his role? A late box back. Devon is a back you want when running on a 4 wide. He thrives in space with a gear that can get past linebackers before you know it. What he is improved on is his muscle mass. Okay, that's not bad. Dwayne McBride, a guy I've been talking about very, very much. I absolutely love this guy. I think he's going to be one of the best running backs. He's from a smaller school in UAB, but I think he could be an absolute monster overall-wise. He's a third-round pick. This is why I like him, because I like him and then Tank because they're both third, fourth-round picks. McBride's skill can't be captured in a combine test. He's a gifted, just don't expect as much as a receiver. Where he wins is his feet. There are other aspects of McBride's game that are impressive, but his footwork really stands out. For a 250-pound back, his ability to effortlessly navigate tight spaces is simply outstanding. What's his role? A 2-down back. McBride deserves the bulk of carries in an NFL offense. He's that spicy when he touches the rock. No matter what concept McBride produces. What he needs to work on is passing game reps. Okay, so he's not that much of a receiving back. Now, my favorite running back in the draft, even more than Bijan Robinson, even more than Gibbs, has to be Tank. And no, it's not just because the guy has the best name in the NFL draft, okay? His name is Tank. I love this guy. Anyway, though, I've been talking about him up and down the wall when it came to I thought the Cincinnati Bengals would get him, because I still believe they will get him. He's a third, fourth round pick, and he's an absolute stud. And I don't see in any way why Cincinnati would not want him / go after him. But Tank is, of course, a 90.4 rushing grade, a 85.7 zone grade, a 77 overall gap grade. Bigsley is gifted. All-around runner who could do damage as a bell cow back if his hands improve. Cutting. Bigsley's dead leg in the open field is a killer. It's a tried and true move at the NFL level that Bigsley deploys better than any back in this class. So I said before, he has some abilities that are better than everyone in this class. What's his role? Bell cow. Tank possesses the kind of size and athletic skill set to execute whatever is asked of him at the running back position. What can he improve on? Creating. Tank is a dynamic with a domino with clean, defined reads, but he can get boggled down and hit non-existent holes when blocking is shaky. It's not the worst problem to have, but has led to some no-shows. I love this guy. And you can get him in the third or fourth round. I think he's an absolute monster. Kendre Miller. 88.5 rushing grade, 80.3 zone grade, 86.4 gap grade. Miller is an ascending running back. He won't turn 21 until June. Who has one of the most well-rounded skills in the class. Where he wins is his flexibility. Miller runs like a world-class skier. He makes it look so easy when he bounces left and right without losing any speed. What is his role is a bell cow. Miller has the size, speed, and burst to handle a full workload in the NFL. He did for TCU last season. He's 215, 5'11". Okay. Short yardage situation where he struggles on could lower. Miller could stand to lower a shoulder and take what is available a little bit more often. He can get antsy searching for holes when there's none to be found. Okay. Then we have Spears. 90.6 rushing grade, 73.4 zone grade, 93.4 gap grade. And I don't really have any analysts analyzing of him, but I mean he's definitely a decent running back. He's from Tulane, so not the biggest college possible. We go down this list here. Deuce, he's another really solid player overall wise. Like I said before, this running back class is really, really good. Sean Tucker, I've talked about him before. He has some upside. Okay, so it's kind of weird how they don't have like Deuce. They have Deuce. They don't have Deuce analysis. They don't have Spears analysis. But they have Sean Tucker's analysis. 4th round pick. Tucker is one tricky pony who has the tools for the tricks to translate to the NFL. Where he wins is his explosiveness. Tucker's standstill burst is as good as it gets in the running back class. That's a great starting point at the position. The rest is work in progress. What's his role is a 2-down back. Tucker can be a run-down workhorse who also has a big play threat. He showed that at Syracuse, just don't expect much more. Where he can work on is his hands, so obviously the receiving angle is his biggest problem. Hey, Zach Evans. Look at that. He makes the NFL again. Johnson would have been a bell cow back anywhere else in the country. And he could, would have been, and he could still end up at one in the NFL. Where he wins is his hard-nosed running. The word churn was created to describe Johnson's running style. The dude sticks his nose into it. That's a back who can play in the league for a while. Where he wins is his power back role. What he can prove on is his hands. So, sounds like he's a really good power back, but just simply can't catch the football. Kind of like Derrick Henry a little bit. Not bad. Zach Evans from Mississippi. No analyzing him. Interesting. Bengals already have Zach Evans. So Zach Evans B2. That'd be interesting. Joe Mixon, Zach Evans, and Zach Evans. Chris. Right. Hold up. Is it Chris Evans? Am I bugging? Hold up, guys. Hey, hold up. Did I take the L? It's Chris Evans, isn't it? It's Chris Evans. Okay, it's Chris Evans, not Zach Evans. I don't know why I thought his name was Zach. I'm sorry, it's 4 a.m. in the morning. Okay, I apologize for that. Brown has a kind of explosiveness that everyone is looking for, but he's a limited back outside of that. So he's really fast. He doesn't really have much other than speed. Interesting. Keaton Mitchell. Mitchell is so dynamic that it would be unfair to the viewing audience not to give him a few touches per game. At his size, though, a move to receiver may be in the cards. 179, 5'8". Oh, that's so small for a receiver, like height-wise, but that's so small for a running back. I mean, he could be an absolute explosive back, but still, that's gonna be interesting. Some of these running backs do become receivers. Tavon Alston's a good example of that. Ty Montgomery's another example of that. So, Israel here is a 6th-round pick. Looks the part of the NFL back physically, but is unpolished in the NFL game. He just turned 20 years old in October, though, so that hopes development. He's projected a speed back. He's good with his speed, and his running style is what he needs to improve on. And again, we got Kenny here. Not much about him. Georgia running back Kenny. We have Chris. Not much about him either. And then Muhammad's a guy I've talked about many, many times. I really do like. I think he'd be a really solid 7th-round draft pick. for the Cincinnati Bengals. And again, like I said, this is why, if I'm going through the draft here, right? We got the second round, right? Okay. Second round, I'm probably going, if I'm going tackle first, I'm going Stanley Porter, second round. Third round here, I'm probably looking at one of my basic guys I like to go with. You guys follow the channel, you already know. Call Books and Bowling Green. Good edge rusher. Really solid edge rusher. Fourth round. Let's see if my guy drops me like always. Of course he does. Moro Jabo. Absolute god tier pass rusher, defensive lineman. Let's see, fifth round. Okay, this is probably where I'm going with Bennett, tight end here. Sixth round pick here. I'm probably going Quindell Johnson if he's available. I think he might have been taken already though. Because Quindell now is... Yeah, he's like going almost the fifth round now. Quindell, yeah, he's going fifth round pick, Quindell Johnson. So if you want him, you got to kind of take him early. That's why another player that has been really talked about a lot was Owens. He's another really solid pick. And then seventh round, I'm probably going Muhammad here. Yeah, I'm going Muhammad. Although, again, like I said, you could go with any of those guys you just listed earlier. But, I don't know. Guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Again, like I said, this is my opinion on which running back you should go for. There's a lot of good running backs in this upcoming draft. Don't get me wrong. This draft class is actually very nice for running backs. I'm going to be interested to see and follow the career of, Bijan Robinson, but I don't think he's going to be a Cincinnati Bengal. See you guys in the next one. Peace.